Now for add new user data under this point of sale application, first we want to create AddUser component in React front-end area. So here, in front-end directory, we have goes into source directory, and under this, we have goes into components directory, and here, we have create new file, with name like AddUser.jsx. Under this file, we will make component, for add new user data, under this React point of sale application. First we have to write, import statement with React library, and use state hook, from React module. So here, we have brought in React core functionality, along with useState to manage form inputs like, username, email, and password, in the AddUser component. Next we have to write, destructuring import, with useNavigate, and link from, React router DOM. Therefore here, we have imported routing tools, where useNavigate, which enables redirecting, after form submission, and link creates breadcrumb navigation, for smooth app flow. After this, we have to write, import statement, for Axios library. So here, we have included, the Axios HTTP client, to send post requests to the, backend API, for creating new users, with authenticated headers. Then we have to write, import statement for, Bootstrap CSS file. So here, we have imported, Bootstrap styles, to provide responsive form layouts, cards, alerts, and buttons, with a professional appearance, for the user creation interface. Next we have to write, function declaration, for AddUser component. So here, we have defined, a functional React component, which is responsible for rendering, and handling a form, to add new users, to the point of sale system. Inside the component, we have to write, useState hook, for user name state, with initialized to empty string. So here, we have created, a state variable, to store the user entered name, with set user name function, to update it, as the user types. After this, we have to write, useState hook for user email state, with initialized, to empty string. Therefore here, we have created, a state variable to store the user's email address, with set user email, to update it during input. Next we have to write, useState hook for user password state, with initialized to empty string. So here, we have created, a state variable, to store the password input, with set user password, to update it securely, as the user types. Then we have to write, useState hook for error state, with initialized to empty string. Consequently here, we have created a state variable to store, any error messages from validation, or API failures, with set error, to display feedback, to the user. After this, we have to write, constant navigate equal to, useNavigate hook call. Thereby here, we have obtained the navigation function to redirect, users back to the user management page, after successfully adding a new user. Next we have to write, return statement, which starting JSX for rendering the AddUser form. Hence here, we have begun defining the user interface structure, with breadcrumbs, error alerts, and a form, within a Bootstrap card. Next, we have to write, React fragment, to wrap multiple top-level elements. Therefore here, we have grouped the heading, breadcrumbs, and form, without adding extra DOM nodes, for cleaner rendering. Inside fragment, we have to write, heading 1 tag heading, with top margin top class. Thus here, we have displayed, the page title, AddUser, with proper spacing, from the top navigation bar. Next we have to write, ordered list, with Bootstrap breadcrumb classes, and bottom margin. So here, we have created, a navigation trail showing the hierarchy, from dashboard to user management, to AddUser. First breadcrumb item, with link to dashboard, thereby here, we have created, a clickable link navigating to the main dashboard, maintaining clear navigation context, for the user. Second breadcrumb item, with link to users, hence here, we have added a clickable link, to the user management page, which showing the parent section of the current AddUser action. In third breadcrumb item, we have marked as active, therefore here, we have displayed the current page indicator, without a link, which clarifying the user's position, in the navigation hierarchy. Next we have to write, conditional rendering, for error alert. So here, we have displayed, a red Bootstrap alert, with the error message, only if the error state is non-empty, which providing user feedback, for validation, or API errors. After this, we have to write, Bootstrap row division, for grid layout. Inside row, we have to write, column division taking 4 of 12 grid units, on the medium screens. Next we have to write, Bootstrap card container. Inside card, we have to write, card header division, with title like AddUser. Next we have to write, card body division, thus here, we have created the main content area, which containing the form elements, for user creation. Inside card body, we have to write, form element, consequently here, we have created a form, that will trigger submission, which intended to process user creation logic. Inside form, first we have create, one division tag, with margin bottom 3 class. Under this, we have create, one label tag, with attribute HTML for is equal to, user name, with text like name. So here, we have added, a form label for accessibility, which indicating, the purpose of the name input field. For enter user name details, here we have create, one input field, with type is equal to text. Under this, we have to write, ID attribute is equal to, user. Then after, we have to write, class name is equal to, Bootstrap form control class. Next, we have to write, value attribute is equal to, user name variable. And lastly under this, we have to write, onChange event is equal to, function, with event argument, with set user name, with argument like, event.target.value, so it will bound to the user name state, and updating it, on the user input changes. After this, we have create, one new division tag, with class name attribute is equal to, margin bottom 3. Under this tag, we have create one label tag, with HTML, for attribute is equal to, user email, with text like email. Now we have create one new input field, with type is equal to email. After this, we have to write, ID attribute is equal to, user email. Next we have to write, class name attribute is equal to, Bootstrap library form control class. Then we have to write, value attribute is equal to, open and close bracket, and between this, we have to write, user email variable. And lastly, we have to write, onChange event is equal to, function call like set user email, with argument like event.target.value, so it will tied user email state, which updating it, as user types. Next we have again create one more division tag, with class name attribute is equal to, margin bottom 3. After this, we have to write, label tag, with HTML form attribute is equal to, user password, with text like password, so it will display, title for entering password field. Now for create password field, so here, we have to write, input type is equal to password. After this, we have to write, ID attribute is equal to, user password. Next we have to write, class name attribute is equal to, Bootstrap 5 form control class. After this, we have to write, value attribute is equal to, open and close bracket, and between, we have to write, user password variable. And lastly, under this field, we have to write, onChange event is equal to, set user password function, with event.target.value as argument, so it will bound user password state, which updating it securely. Below this, we have create one more division tag, with class name attribute is equal to Bootstrap 5 margin top 2, and text center class. And under this tag, we have create submit button, by writing input type is equal to submit. And under this, we have to write value attribute is equal to AddUser, and class name attribute is equal to button and button primary class. Finally, we have to write export default statement with component name like AddUser. So here, we have exported the AddUser component for use in routing configuration. Now we want to import this AddUser component under this main app.js file. So we have to open app.js file, and under this file, we have to write import statement with component name AddUser with path of AddUser component. Next we have goes into routes component, and under, we have create new route component. And here, we have to write path attribute is equal to /users/add. So on this URL, this AddUser component will be displayed. After this, we have to write element attribute is equal to open and close bracket, and between this, we have to write open and close protected route component, and between this, we have to write AddUser component, so only authentic user can access this component. Now we want to link this AddUser component into user management component, so we have open user management component. And here, we have to create open and close link tag. And under this, we have to write to attribute is equal to /users/add. So when we have click on this link, then it will open AddUser component on web page under this point of sale application. So here, our AddUser component is ready, and now we want to check output in the browser. So here, first we have refreshed this user management page, and here, we can see that add button created at above user list table. Now we have click on this link, so it has redirect user to AddUser form, which we can see here. So this way, we can make AddUser component under this React point of sale application, and next we will show you how to submit this AddUser form data under this React point of sale application.